I mean, they got the thing, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like we got the drip.
Elements, come express yourself, no matter.
First battle back.
To the second episode of Lit 513 because we're lit in the 513. Today we're going to show you a little bit about art culture in Cincinnati, meet the reigning Miss Black Teen Cincinnati, and meet a phenomenal young woman who's living with cancer. We are also going to talk about White House internships and other opportunities and tell you what's trending. But first, let's visit an art show.
For Cincinnati to be a relatively small town, we have many visual art programs. From Artworks, the Cincinnati Art Club, Arts Wave, the illustrious Cincinnati Art Academy, plus many more, Cincinnati is packed with creative outlets. The end result is an abundance of artistic expression in a small area that influences the minds and passions of the people. This leads to an atmosphere where both its residents and the city becoming naturally flavored. Style by expression, designed by the eclectic, the visual aesthetic in this city manifests true authentic people with the need to express and create. What's manifested is a reflection of Cincinnati's heritage, culture, and lore. We took the time to go to a formal art exhibit hosted by Arts on the Ave, a bar and presentation space for the artists located on 2141 Central Avenue. Here we caught up with 10 painters who spoke about their passions, ambitions, and love for Cincinnati's art scene.
What I do here is I use the white flag. You see me with the white flag. It represents my surrender. Surrender to your hidden talent, to your true self, you know, and don't surrender to these companies. Surrender to what you really represent. And I got this, the feathers, because Feathers of the Youth Point Society represents that we are all feathers individually and we are separated. As long as we come together, though, then we'll form a wing, and that's when we'll fly together to success.
Because, like I said, it's a passion for me, so, I mean, I can't have any excuses not to do what I want to do.
My passion and inspiration is womanhood in general. Anything that has to do with womanhood, soft, gentle, hard, passionate, everything within the cycle of womanhood and the earth, how we connect to one another, how we connect to the world around us, and how we can create those opportunities.
It's hard to balance everything out. It's all a balance, you know. You might have a 9-to-5 trying to do this stuff, and you know, people have the passion for it, so you just gotta go through it, man. It's part of the process. It could take me 10 years, you know, it'll be worth it at the end of the day.
All right, so me, myself, I'm a self-taught artist from Cincinnati, Ohio. Most of my art mainly revolves around love and anatomy, and the love that I have for it. A lot of stuff that I have here is parts of my series.
Cincinnati is a pretty good place to be to try to thrive in the arts because we are such an artsy city. And sometimes it can be hard to really notice that unless you look. But like our underground art scene is popping. Shows like this going on every night.
Cincinnati is becoming a melting pot. It's interesting here. It's not like, it's a small place, but it's a lot going on, but you gotta find it.
It's always with me, like I go for the home team. So this is like my Ohio series. Barry Larkin, that's my favorite Reds player. LeBron, favorite NBA. James Brown, he's a wonderful entertainer, and as far as like Ohio with him, he recorded in Evanston, Ohio at King's Records.
So I really do art as like a way for me to like heal and cope and relieve stress. I really want to go into art therapy because I look at art as therapeutic, something that I just kind of make for myself to share with others. So it makes me feel alive. So yeah.
Visual art can be the process of taking many parts and combining it into one. Though a homogeneous piece, the sum of many parts working together form a creative work, enlightening and beautiful. In Cincinnati, the takeaway is threefold. The artist is set free, the viewer is captivated, and ultimately, the city reaps the benefits of the beauty.
Hi, my name is Jayla Bolt, and I'll be performing a poem entitled The Black Prayer. Lord, why did you make me black? Lord, why did you make me black? Why did you create someone the world wants to hold back? I mean, black is the color of dirty clothes, of grimy hands and feet. Black is the color of darkness, of tired, beaten streets. Why did you give me thick lips, a broad nose, and kinky hair? Why did you create someone who receives a hated stare? Black is the color of a bruised eye. When somebody gets hurt, black is the color of darkness. Black is the color of dirt. Why is my bone structure so thick? My hips and cheeks so high? Why are my eyes brown and not the color of the daylight sky? Why do people think I'm useless? How come I feel so used? Why do people see my skin and think I should be abused? Lord, I just don't understand. What is it about my skin? Why do people want to hate me and not know the person within? Black is what people are listed when others want to keep them away. Black is the color of shadows cast. Black is the end of the day. Lord, you know my own people mistreat me, and you know it just ain't right. They don't like my hair, they don't like my skin, as they say I'm too dark or too light. Lord, don't you think it's time to make a change? I mean, why not redo creation and make everyone the same? And then God replied. He said, why did I make you black? Why did I make you black? I made you in the color of coal, from which beautiful diamonds are formed. I made you in the color of oil, the black gold that keeps my people warm. Your color is the same as the rich, dark soil that grows the food you need. Your color is the same as the black stallion and panther. What majestic creatures indeed. All the colors of the heavenly rainbow can be found throughout every nation. And when those colors are blended, you become my greatest creation. Your hair is the texture of a lamb's wool. Such a beautiful creature is he. I am the shepherd that watches over them. I shall always watch over thee. Your stature strong, your bone structure thick, to withstand the burden of time. That image you see, that looks back at you, that is mine. So get off your knees and look in the mirror and tell me what you see. I did not create you in the image of darkness. I made you in the likeness of me. Thank you.
So we have Miss Black Teen Cincinnati here, Miss Jayla Bolt. You did such an amazing job up there with your spoken word piece.
Thank
and I know
you.
back in April you did the same piece at the pageant and you won director/producer award for best talent. Yeah? Oh, that was amazing. I was there and it was such a great piece. So Jayla, what motivated and inspired you to join the Miss Black Teen Cincinnati pageant?
Well, I feel like for the longest time, I would always go to the rehearsals with my mom, and she would help the girls in the pageant and like teach them how to walk in heels and like just how to speak and how to walk and how to act. And I was like, that's the coolest thing ever. So for the longest, I was like, Mr. Humphreys, you gotta make me a pageant. I'm 10. I can't do it yet. You gotta make me one. And he was like, you gotta wait. You gotta wait.
Mr. Humphreys is just lovely.
Yeah, he's amazing. And so when I finally turned 13, which was in February, right before the pageant, I could enter. I entered the pageant, and well, here I am.
Right, and it's so amazing that they have these type of organizations for young women, because young women today definitely need opportunities like this. So, just what was the experience like during your reign?
Okay, so during the reign, like I mostly go to events and I perform my spoken word piece. And there's normally like a dinner, or it's an organization that's like focused, their main task is, you know, whatever they do. And I just go
You're just like a queen all day.
Yeah.
You just walk around.
I kind of just hang out and I talk, and then I perform, and then, we eat, and I leave.
Yeah. And have you been around the city at all? Like talking to young women?
It's a lot of places. I feel like mostly at convention centers, but of course there are those times where like I went to the library, I think, once, and dinners, and at music hall I was there one time, and it's really cool because the organizations are so different, but at the same time it's like they're all working not together, but they're all working to make Cincinnati like a better area and putting praise upon people who do that, and I find that like truly amazing.
Right. So what's your platform? Is it geared towards young women or with your art?
My platform is finding the silver lining in all situations, which I feel like is really important nowadays because there is so much going on that we have no control over, and we can't help all the bad stuff that happens. But if we look at the situation and find the one thing that truly makes it like amazing, then the world will be such a brighter place.
Right, definitely. So you were only 13 when you were in the pageant, so you're 14 now, but I know that you were already thinking about your career during that time. So you want to be an actress?
Yes, ma'am. I want to go to Hollywood. I want to be a star.
Everybody loves Hollywood. Yeah, so you want to do like movies, or you want to have like your own talk show?
Movies and TV, I think. I really like playing a character. I think it's so cool to step into somebody else's shoes and talk like them and walk like them and be like that person just for like a moment of time, but it's cool.
Have you had like any opportunities where you've like been able to be in movies or like commercials or anything?
No, I'm mainly just
working
auditioning.
towards there.
Yeah.
I just
stage
you have a
now.
whole bunch of time. Yeah, well, I wish you the best of luck with all of your endeavors. So, thank you for coming on today and joining us with this interview.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And if any ladies are interested, ages 13 through 17, and would like to be in the Miss Black Teen Cincinnati pageant, it is in October, and you can go to the Cincinnati Black Theater Company's website, which is cincinnatiblacktheater.org, and you can apply there. So every young woman should apply because it's a great opportunity and a great experience for all of them. So go ahead and do that for us. And here's Asia Harris with another book review for you.
Hey everybody, I want to share a couple tidbits on my latest book that I've read, which is Michelle Obama's Becoming. So Michelle Obama's book Becoming was published last year in 2018, and it was the highest selling hardback book of 2018 with over 3.4 million copies sold. And to me, the most important thing that I took away from this book is the positivity and the optimism that Michelle Obama has had throughout the presidency, and the necessity as a black community that we have had or needed to have of a black woman in a leadership role in politics. Michelle Obama went to undergrad at Princeton University, and she graduated from Harvard University Law School. And she met Barack Obama when she was at her first job outside of law school, working in corporate, and she struggled a lot with what she was going to do with her career, with what she wanted to do with her life, with her relationship, and she just really wanted to take herself to a level that was more important to the community, and she wanted to spend time in a place where she didn't feel like she'd had to be so pristine and put together all the time. She wanted to do something where she was out in the field, where she was working with people, and not more so cooped up in a desk or in a building the way she was when she worked in corporate. So she met Barack Obama, and they struggled with infertility, and she struggled with being a stay-at-home mom, and she struggled with being a good supportive wife, even though she wasn't all the way excited about politics. And I think that she is an amazing role model, an amazing woman for people to look up to and to understand what it takes to stand in your integrity and to stand in your own image of what you really are and who you really are. And she faced a lot of scrutiny and criticism from the media and from America itself throughout her presidency, and she still stood strong and never let us see her sweat. And she's still been that way even after the presidency, and I really think that this book gives us a look into her life and a deep look into how we can stand in our own integrity and how we can stand in our own strength even when times are hard, even when we are supporting someone who we might not always like what they're doing, but we understand that we've signed up for a partnership, and she really displays what it means to be a partner and to lean back on what you know when it comes to hard times. So standing in her support system, I believe, was one of the most critical points that have led her to be the woman that she is, that have led to her to have the integrity that she had throughout her 8 years in the White House. So balancing her life as a mom, as a wife, as an Ivy League attorney was a tough feat for her, but as we all know, she has made it through. And I'm really excited to see what else she's got up her sleeve in the next couple of years and what she plans to do with her public platform.
Hello, my name is Taja Shabazz. I am the CEO and founder of Invisible to the Eye. I was diagnosed at the age of 25 with a disease called polycythemia vera, and that disease basically it produces more red cells. So it's a blood cancer. So what happens is my body produce too much blood. When I got diagnosed at the age of 25, it was my senior year of college. They were basically saying I wasn't going to finish college. During this process, I'm at the age of 27 now. I'll be 28 soon. But I've had 3 strokes, and I had to learn to walk all over again. So me managing this and having this condition, you basically are looked at to be sick. But I don't identify it as me being sick. I identify it as me going through a journey or a story to tell. So my story to tell is that even though having polycythemia vera and having a rare blood cancer, it doesn't define you. I'm in pain 24/7. There's never a point in time where I'm not in pain. It comes to a point to where it can be debilitating, but I still get up for work in the morning. I still push through. I still do the necessary things I need to do for my company. It gets to a point to where my family will say, you need to stop, you need to sit down. But you can't stop, you can't sit down, because it really will consume you. Me being one of the youngest that was diagnosed with this, it basically puts you in a situation to where you are fighting for your life, because your family don't know, because it's rare. And if you look it up on Google, you may find 1 or 2 topics that deals with this particular disease. It's in a family of 3 other blood cancers called myeloproliferative neoplasms. Very long word and probably is hard to understand, but what happens is every disease in this particular group or family, it stems from each other. So mine stems from something called myelofibrosis, and then there's another one called ET, which is erythrocythemia fibrosis as well. So what happens is all these conditions come together, and what happens is you produce too many red cells. You can have a stroke, you can have a cardiac arrest, you can have a cardiovascular arrest, and also pulmonary embolism, which is basically what I had. I was in the rehab facility for 3 weeks, and I had to learn how to walk all over again. But even with this, you can prevail. I started Invisible to say that even if you have a disease, you can overcome whatever it is you are faced with. I don't look at my disease as a crutch or something that I hold on to so I can feel pity, or for someone to feel pity on me. I don't really look for it as that. I take it as a journey, and I continue to prevail through life. I wanted to basically have an organization where people could tell their stories. Just because you don't look as if you have a condition, you do. And you can basically stand out between anybody that has breast cancer or any rare cancer. So with Invisible to the Eye, you come to my organization, you can get support group, you can be your biggest advocate, you can get your family involved. It really stems from the things that I've been through. So I've been through probably four or five doctors. And if you don't jump in front of the disease, it'll basically consume you. You have to become your biggest advocate. You have to step in front of your health, and you have to basically make it as your own. It has to become what they consider your baby, because it's your life. You only have one body. And while doing this, you have to also remain healthy. You have to eat right. You have to exercise and ask the necessary questions that you need to ask while doing this. Your doctors work for you. yes, they are there to do a job, but they are there to work for you. You cannot let them stop you from learning more about what it is you're battling, because they will give you a list of drugs and say, take these. But being African American is different, because our statistics versus Asians or white Americans is completely different. Because with this disease, they stated that it was only seen in Asians and white Americans over the age of 60. I'm none of those. So I basically, I'm the eyeball, is what they would say. So I was diagnosed at the age of 25. That's nowhere near 60, and they gave me a life expectancy of 15 years. Step in front of the disease, make it your own. Don't let it make who you are or identify you as a person. And that's basically what I've done with my condition. I've taken it, I made it my own, and I want to basically touch, I don't care if it's 5 people, if it's 10 people. I'm looking to help, hopefully, change a lot of people's lives. But I have an event coming up May 11th. It's going to be a launch for Invisible to the Eye, and you can come. It'll have food. You can discuss your situations. I have a lot of friends who will be coming. They may have sickle cell, or they may be battling some other condition that may be chronic. So the event is going to be at the Mockbee on Central Parkway, May 11th, from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. You can go to my website, invisibleToTheEye.org. If you guys would like to come check it out, I would greatly appreciate it.
So let's talk about internships, and I would like to welcome on Celeste Kearney, who's a current college student at Dartmouth College. So she interned at the White House. So Celeste, can you tell us a little bit about your experience there when you interned at the White House?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so it was a really cool experience. I was interning at the White House under the Obama administration, so that was kind of a really exciting time to be there and work for President Obama. And so some of the cool things about working there was, kind of getting to experience the vibe of the office, since everyone was really upbeat and energetic, and it was a very exciting time to be there. I was there around the election time in the fall of 2016, so that was kind of an interesting time to see the climate. And then there are also a lot of cool opportunities for interns to go to different events and then meet different people. So there was a speaker series. So for example, like President Obama would speak to the interns, and there were other opportunities to hear from, kind of the big people who worked there, and they would give advice to the interns, which was really cool.
Wow, that's amazing. What's your major? What type of majors are they accepting into the internship program?
Yeah, so it's not major specific. I'm a quantitative social sciences major, but there are people kind of majoring in anything, so like economics or political science or government or fields like that. You kind of apply for different offices, and there are lots of different offices, so people will kind of apply to offices that met their interests.
And it's definitely important for students to get these type of internships programs. Because like in college, my college, they just hired on a internship advisor. So we are just now getting that opportunity to like explore these different type of internships that they have around. But that's definitely good that you were able to take part in that opportunity. So
yeah, so it's really important to, see whatever resources your school has. So, using that counselor, or if there's like an office of professional development or something to that extent, going there, saying like, hey, this is what I'm interested in, how can you help me, like what opportunities are available, working with them to get that professional experience, because that's really important when you're looking for a job after college.
Definitely. So if anybody's interested in like doing the White House internship program, would they like go onto the website and apply there?
Yeah, so it's I believe whitehouse.gov, and then there's a link to apply for the internship specifically, and then there are also lots of other internships in government, so a lot of people like to intern on the Hill with their congressman or representative. So you can, go through their office, call them, see how you apply for those opportunities as well.
And was the application like long? Like you said, the White House, it's probably like a long application.
Yeah, it was a bit long.
Very intense.
Yeah, because you have to submit your resume, and then there were a few essay questions and stuff. So that was a lot to put together. But like lots of other internship opportunities, it might be shorter. You might just have to submit your resume, or write one essay, or like do a cover letter or things like that. So it kind of depends, varying on the internship. But you should be prepared to get all those materials together. Definitely make sure your resume is in good shape.
It's definitely probably important to have a strong resume and cover letter. So that's also good too, to go to like the resume building officer at your school who works specifically on resumes and cover letters to help you strengthen that area of importance. So I think
Yeah, I know it's definitely good. Especially resumes, you want to make sure you spell check everything, and it's always good to print it out and then look at it on a piece of paper to make sure like all the formatting's straight and nothing's weird about it, or you didn't misspell your name or something like that. So it's always good to have a professional appearance and then make sure you're really selling yourself and showing what skills you have.
Awesome, Celeste. So you're about to graduate from college. So what do you plan on doing after you get out of college?
Yeah, I really want to work in the legal field, so I'm working on that and trying to find opportunities there so I can go into law one day.
Awesome. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to come on today and share that information with us, because it's so valuable for all college students that are currently in college right now or even coming in as freshmen. So thanks for coming out today, and I enjoyed having you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you everyone for watching Lit 513, because we're lit in the 513. And thank you to all my guests that participated today. And we are also looking for people to sign up for Archery Arena, so feel free to sign up for that below. But anyway, thank you for watching and see you next time.
Hi, I'm Drew Deerwester, co-owner of Switch Lighting and Design.
And I'm Bertie Ray III, co-owner of Switch Lighting and Design. We've got 10 by 10 size panels filled with lighting.
Each panel is its own brand, and we've taken that panel broken down so we're able to tell you a narrative of lighting as you walk through our space.
I think you can get the best of world-class modern lighting and furniture here at Switch.